Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for being here. I know it's Friday night. I don't expect a big showing, but this was on me to share with you guys because I've recently learned about it because I had a Google app on my phone and I'll show it to you so you can be aware. And we're going to talk about some of the things that I had to learn. Do you see on your Google app on your phone, you see that diamond thing right here, right there? That's Gemini. Hi, I'm Gemini. Chat with me on your phone. Well, no, thank you. But I researched it and have to be real careful because the people that own this platform own uh, that. So bear with me. But I want to show you what's in the privacy settings, what you have to sign off on in order to use Google's new AI bot. You're going to be surprised, or maybe you're not, won't be surprised. But to set the stage, I want to share a few things with you. Yeah, she works on battery. Guys, the point is it's really starting to freak me out. And here's the thing, I don't think she's making this up. Okay. I don't, wait, there's more. Here's Elon Musk and sharing. Oh, I put it on the thumbnail. Now, this is just some more stuff that I went through. This is the future. She's not bad looking. Okay. So you can talk about jobs being lost. And I've got a little bit more if you want to see some of the stuff I went through, but I want to take you over to Gemini's privacy hub. Now, what's interesting is when I was going through this, a little window popped up and asked me why I was there. Why are you here? And it had a bunch of questions, and I didn't really want to answer any questions. But I think you're going to like this or not like it. Um, so, do you use my Gemini app's conversations to show me ads? Okay, that's not. Here we go. Where Gemini apps get location data and how it is used. By default, Gemini apps use a general area from your IP address or home or work address in your Google account to give relevant responses to prompts like, "What's the weather? Where's the closest coffee shop? Can you direct me to the gulag?" That kind of stuff. If available, Gemini apps may share your precise location data with other Google services like Maps to fulfill your request. Now, this is a really, really big document, and I've got a bunch. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Google collects your Gemini apps conversations, related products, usage information, info about your location feedback. Google uses this data consistent with our privacy policy. If you're 18 or older or under and turn Gemini apps activity on, then by default, Google stores your Gemini apps activity with your Google account for up to 18 months, which you can change to 3 or 36 months. To help with quality and improve our products, such as generative machine learning models that power Gemini apps, human reviewers read, annotate, and process your Gemini apps conversations. And it says, please don't enter confidential information. You know, here's what's going on. They are taking the information. This machine learning is all the time learning. It never ends. It's doing things now that it nobody told it to do. Nobody is building this thing now. It is done. It's done, and here it is. And it's learning itself. It's learning emotions. It's learning. You can ask it to explain a joke, and it'll decipher it for you. I mean, it is really wild. Even when Gemini app's activity is off, your conversations will be saved with your account for up to 72 hours. This lets Google provide the service and process any feedback. This activity won't appear in your Gemini app's activity. Wow. It's just going to record your conversation. And so just think through that. Um, if you're using it, you know, so be it. I'm not telling you what to do. I've dabbled with it. I think it's important to understand it and ask it. You need to know your. Be careful here. You need to know what's going on. Okay, and the more I learn about it, the more I realize I don't know enough. I don't know how you uh, get around this, and I don't know exactly how to combat it. We're fighting it. It'll take away everything. All you have to do is ask it, what are the dangers of AI? How can it overtake humanity? Now, this isn't just Google. There's a ton more in here I want to show you guys, but I'm scared I'm going to get it's so big. I want you. Here's what I'd like for you to do: is check out Google's Gemini, check out ChatGPT, and go down the rabbit hole of what's going on with AI. It is terrifying. Uh, and the thing is, here, let's show you this. And you can watch this video for yourself. I just wanted you to see this part right here. Listen close. Okay. The important thing is they were talking about lies and how this technology can help that. I can't help but wonder the moral code that's put in. Um, ask it how the Earth was created, or any other thing that we know the answer to. It doesn't. It'll tell you a very rounded answer, but people are gonna. The younger people, especially, they're making sex robots. They're making, what man does. Man distorts everything, and now he's got the ultimate tool, the supercomputer, the super intelligence. Harari, Noah Harari. I can't remember his name. Should pull him up, but I don't want to hear him talk. Talks about how uh, they're developing a new god that's much smarter, instead of the old antiquated god that's made up of myths. Uh, this is uh, this is the new god, and I think there's a big probability, mm, that the Antichrist could be some kind of AI, some type of man. It has something to do with it. I'm telling you, there's there's too many things that's going on that they're called humanoids, for Pete's sake. So, and it's trickling in everybody's in something I carry in my pocket. It's right here. Everything's right here, and they're can record conversations, and it says in the app, the privacy policy, if say, hey, I don't know what you call it, I guess Gemini. Hey Gemini, you know what about this? And then later on you say, hey G something else. It sounds like Gemini. It'll record that conversation, and it tells you that. It's like, well, if it thinks you said Gemini, then it's going to turn on, and that conversation is recorded, and it's held, and then it's reviewed by humans to, I guess, make sure. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I can only speculate. I just wanted everybody to know that it's on your Google app, and when we sign on to these apps like TikTok, I bring up TikTok all the time just because I think it's really important. It's a Chinese data mining app, and the TikTok in China is completely different than the one we have here. And you sign away your rights to privacy when you sign the privacy right thing. When you say okay, they can see your keystrokes. Now I had to think about that for a minute. What does that mean? You can see my keystrokes. Everything you're typing, your keystrokes. There's a guy that developed an app. He sent it to some people. They immediately didn't read any privacy policy, as most of us don't, and started using the app. Oh, it's great. Well, later on, he said, "Hey, check this out," and he showed them a video of how he turned their camera on. He turned their camera on their device, and he could see what they were doing. Does that's terrifying. So I want to make sure everybody knew that what was going on. Just I accidentally hit the button, and all of a sudden this AI helper thing comes on, and I don't really want anything to do with it. And there it is. And all I had to do was hit one button to accept the privacy policy, and then I would be in the system. But if you're into that, so be it. I think you should. Everybody should learn about it, whether you decide to use it or not. That's up to you. Just know what you're up against, and these things are learning. Everything you feed it, everything you say to it, everything you ask it, the tone you ask it in, it generates an answer from all the other computers, all the information, all the internet, everything, and it generates that answer, and it learns through that transaction. And just imagine millions of people using it every day. Consulting something like this for everything. Little kids are using it for friends. They're the friend that's always there, the friend that never says no, the friend that always seems to have the right answer. Young people are growing up with this. We didn't have any of that. I didn't. I had literally a 22 rifle on my back, uh, on a dirt bike, riding wheelies through the woods. It was a completely different childhood than what kids have now. Um, yeah, we played a little bit of video games, but it wasn't life consuming. Nothing against you gamers, but I'm just saying it's really starting to look kind of funky. And when they start talking about the truth and how AI can help us with the truth, hold up, watch out. We are we're this far, and we've had Elon Musk warn us. We've had anybody that's in the space. There's people that have done TED Talks. I've got 2 or 3 hours of research in it. And the conclusion is this is going to end badly. So what do we do? What do we do to prepare, right? Well, I'm actually going to do a video. M&J sent me a link and some stuff to be able to text off grid. I will do a whole video on it, and I think it's going to be important to be able to do that. I really sound like a doomer, don't I? I'm really not. I'm pretty optimistic about the future. Short term, it's going to look funky, and then I think it's going to look good, and then Jesus comes back, maybe. My grandfather's praying for the rapture every day. Actually, twice a day. I'm sorry. He prays for the rapture twice a day, every day, morning and night. That's pretty cool. Okay. Hey, for anybody that's here, I want to give out a piece of silver. Mr. Eddie and Mr. Eric both are wanting to give back to the community, and you've stayed with me through my rambling on Friday night. So if you wouldn't mind, or you would like a piece of silver, free of charge, I pay for shipping. There's no strings. There's no gimmicks here. Hate that. Hate it. You can get a piece of silver, but you got to jump through all these hoops. Nope. All you have to do is put, I think, Mr. Eric. Hashtag Mr. Eric. Mr. Eddie, I'll get you in the next one. Oh, there's Mr. Eddie right there. Hashtag Mr. Eddie or Mr. Eric. Thank you, Mr. Eric. Hashtag Mr. Eric. Whatever. You can thank Mr. Eddie while you're at it. That's really cool. Let God be true and every man a liar. Man, that's the truth. The longer I live, the more I realize I don't know nothing. It's all in the book. It's all, you know, you can't exhaust it. The unexhaustible word that I don't read enough. Good. We got some hashtag Mr. Eric's. That's really cool to get back to the community. I'll let you guys get those in there. You put it in as many times as you want. I don't do the one-time thing and just blow it up. And I'm going to give it away in this live stream, not in the next one, nothing like that. Have you looked at the price of precious metals lately? Would you like to look at the price of precious metals? I've got them on the charts right here. If you guys are into that, I hate to muddle up the video too much with different topics. I just wanted everybody to know what was in their pocket and what they're trying to do. Okay. I've got another computer, an iPad over here, so I can make sure everything's going good. All right, I'm gonna go up and down. Y'all keep putting them in there. Monty Martin. Monty Martin. Still here, buddy? Monty? I know you're here, Monty. And if you won the precious metals or you're interested in precious metals, Stacey's a broker for Miles Franklin. Don't get ripped off. There's so many scams. There's a scammer everywhere. You name it. The silver and gold miners, lithium miners, EV mineral miners. There's a scam. I'm just really put off. My portfolio went up today from negative 67% to negative 64. Oh, very good. Text her tonight, she said, on the precious metals. And if you want precious metals, back to the point. The point was her number. I guess you need to know number. It'll be in the description, or I'll put it right here: 318 564 5823. Stacey number. And I'll pin that to the top. Now, scams lately. I want to tell you about one since we're here and we're visiting. And you've already got the. Won't let me pin it. Why won't it let me pin it? There it is. Pin. Okay. I'll put it right here. Okay. So, scams lately. I got scammed. I invested in a company that was supposed to be EV minerals, this, that, and the other. Private placement. And it's time to get out, right? It's time to sell. Just because everything's uncertain, I'd like to scale out. And, it's, and I'm down. I'm already down in it, but I'd like to save what I do have because a lot of them go to nothing. I bought one that was 25 cents a share. It's down to 2. And this one, check this out. This scammer said somebody, what is it? Yeah, the winner. This scammer that had a private placement said I signed for the paperwork. I said, I did. Well, how exactly did I sign it? C. Taylor. I have never signed that in my life. I've never signed anything in my entire life. C. Taylor. Somebody screwed it up on purpose, so I'd have to hold the bag. Now, by the time we got that mess up fixed, the stock had gone down to almost a quarter of where I bought it. Guys, there are scams everywhere, and I'm sick of it. Absolutely sick of it. Now, precious metal scams, tons of them. I hear them all the time. I call them. Hey, do me a favor. The next time you hear, I really hate throwing names out there, but if you hear faith-based, red flag number 1. Oh, we're faith-based, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's just a red flag. I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole because you'll figure out what I'm talking about. But call them. Anytime you see it on anybody's channel, I'm talking Dave Ramsey, Glenn Beck, all of them, because there was a company that reached out to me that said, hey, we want you to sell precious metals for us. So I was like, well, what are the prices? I want to get the community the best prices. What are your prices? He's like, oh, well, and I knew immediately when they can't answer what is the answer to what is the monster? How much is a monster box? Done. That should be like that. Oh, well, I said, well, how much am I going to make? It's 8%. I laughed. I was like, holy moly. Somebody is making a killing selling precious metals. I don't make anywhere, not even close. So I called them because I have to know how much it was. And it was about double. It's crazy. All of them. You hear them on the radio. Call them up. Say, hey, how much is the monster box? How much is going? Don't. I'm telling you. When I tell you, get 3 bids. I'm serious. And just call the ones that come up on the radio, or the YouTube, or a TV show, or whatever. Call them up and ask them just for gigs. Just call them and see what happens. They'll try to immediately high pressure you, and some of them will start to say demeaning things. Oh, you don't have the money, or they try to the whole high pressure sales pitch, and I hate it. I hate it. So uh, we try to provide the absolute best prices. If you can find it cheaper somewhere else, go somewhere else. I'm serious. It's that simple. That's not the way I want to make a living. Okay, that's not that's not it. That's Stacy's number if you want precious metals or to sell precious metals or know about it, or if you want the silver. Uh, I hope you got a text from I hope the winner text. Now there's something else. Is there anything? Okay, avoid scams. Man, this is the truth. How do you avoid scams? Um, oh, by the way, the Ford place, I told you about the Ford EcoBoost scam. Well, Stacy's got a Ford Edge. Anybody that knows uh, somebody with a Ford Edge, you might let them know because I mean, Escape, the 2.0 Ford. All right, this should be public knowledge. It needs to be. The motor that they put in for several years is not a great motor. It turns out some moron engineer decided to cut a big gash between the two cylinders, the two in the middle, and it left a little bitty sliver of meat in between them, and it cracks and it lets water in the cylinders. It's a big deal that should have been fixed a long time ago. And I called Ford, the 1-800 number, and I said, "Hey, um, here's the deal. I know that it's a crap motor. I know it should have been fixed. I know there's a lawsuit, and I know you want to do the right thing. We bought the extended warranty. We did all that. All I wanted was a good car, and now I've got a broke car. It's my wife's 10-year anniversary. It's the one she picked. I don't want anything special. I just want what I paid for, which is quality product, I hope." And I got the dealership and involved and back and forth anyway. And they're going to uh, help, whatever that means. I'm going to keep you posted on this. But if you know somebody that has one of these vehicles, sell it. And beware if you're going to buy one, because there's a lot of people online that are putting block sealer and something to make it quit leaking for a little while, and then they sell them or trade them in. So if there's a super good deal on a Ford Edge or Escape or something with a 2.0 EcoBoost, be careful. I'm just saying. So that's a scam. Somebody tried to scam me the other day by sending me a cashier's check that was legit. Sent me a check. I'm selling a lathe, and I knew it was a scam. He called and said, "Well, I'm going to mail you a check." I said, "All right, sure you are." Well, the check showed up in the mail, so I called him back and said, "You really did mail a check?" Yeah. I told you I would. I said, "Okay. Well, when are you going to come get it?" "Well, you need to call the movers and pay them." And oh, that's the scam. I'm really hard to scam. So I took the check up to the bank and I told the bank, I said, "Hey, I'm sure this is a scam. I just want to know how, because it looks legit." And she looked at it and said, "Yeah, that's a real check." Well, that account had fraudulent activity on it already, and she immediately knew within just a few minutes. But that was just another scam. It's everywhere you go. And remember this. I've been dabbling in the stock market, and if you guys want me to start making stock videos, the stuff I'm learning is amazing. It's really starting to work out, and I've got so much time into it. It has to work out now. I've put so much time in. It's crazy. But I'm noticing things with just a naked chart. It's amazing. Just lines and boxes. That's it. You draw them on there, and it works. It's really cool. I try to walk you through it, and I'm hesitant to because I'm not. I can't act like I'm something I'm not, and I haven't been. I've been welding for the last 20 years, not trading stocks. So I don't have that 20-year. That's how you know when somebody's a professional. They've been doing it for over 10 years. hopefully 20, and being really successful at it. So I don't plan on trying to start a stock school anytime soon. But if it keeps working out the way it has been, um, I just made that. I had that aha moment, and I figured some things out. And trust me, I've already been through Bravo's course and Simplistic Chart Joe's course, and then I went through the smart money concepts and the theory I'm going with. This is what I did. And for anybody, I know you're not here to learn about the stock market, but maybe you are. There's a lot of people want to make money without having to work hard for it. Well, you're gonna have to work hard at this too. But let's go down this rabbit hole. Try to figure out what the central bankers are doing. Try to figure out the algorithms that manipulate the stock market. And as you do that, as you get going into it with that mindset, forget about all that other stuff, the 9, the 20, the 200. Forget it. Forget all of it. That's old data. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying it doesn't work for me. It works a little bit, but a lot of times it doesn't. But if you can figure out what they're doing and how they're doing it, and then you got them. Drive them before you, Conan the Barbarian. Uh, drive them before you. Crush your enemies, drive them before you, and hear the limitations of the central bankers. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Mr. Eric and Mr. Eddie, for giving away precious metals. That's really cool. Have an awesome, awesome day. We'll see you in the next one. Later.